Hi, folks.
Thanks for watching and tuning in. We will be talking about the newest episode of Miss Marvel. Just a heads up, I have COVID, so my voice is a little funny, and I may cough once or twice. But I'm still here to talk about the show with you guys. So, and as always, this is a wind down, so have your beverages ready. I will be drinking a tea tonight, but somebody's drinking on the cast.
Yes, I got my
I'll let you guess it.
phone ready.
All right.
I so appreciate that, Vic. I appreciate that because I thought it was going to be me, but apparently it's Vic.
I'm ready with Papa de Limon. I'm getting lit tonight, you heard?
Hey.
You know what
So,
I'm saying?
guys, I mean,
Miss Marvel was traveling. Miss Marvel was having
she
a good
was.
Mm-hmm.
No, she was. Real quick. What did you guys think about episode 4? We're down to the nitty gritty. There's 2 more episodes left in the Miss Marvel series. What do you guys? We're gonna break down scenes. We're just gonna have a conversation. What did you guys think about episode 4?
I appreciate that I myself am an ABC.
Mm-hmm.
Carry on. Do you want to explain what that means for the audience watching?
American born and confused. I find that hilarious, because a lot of people across the world, they see us this way. I get that a lot when I go to the Dominican Republic. I say to people that I'm only Dominican in New York because outside of New York, I'm Mexican, and in the Dominican Republic, I'm American. So like, I'm only Dominican in New York. You know what I mean? So like, I felt it was hilarious when they mentioned that because she goes to India and like her cousins are like
Pakistan too.
and mind you, no, she goes to Pakistan, and then her cousins are just like downing her because she doesn't know the customs from there, and
Right.
she's from another. And mind you, that's an experience that a lot of people
Yeah.
here have when they go to their mother country or something like that. They're just treated like, you know what I mean. And some of that even happens here, especially in the Latino community. You have, more than anything, in Puerto Ricans. Like, there's a lot of Puerto Ricans that don't speak Spanish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What happens? What happens? Ah, pero tú no hablas español. Ah, coño, pero tú no eres nadie, coño, no jodas. You know what I mean, man? But the thing is that if you're not necessarily raised around it or speak it or use it all the time, then you're not going to pick it up. So, when you go, and I resonated with that whole situation because that happens to everybody. And I just thought that it was interesting because she went home, but she was lost. You know what I mean? But it was really, really cool just seeing that aspect and seeing like a Bali world superhero and just seeing that whole culture and seeing all of that. And mind you, like working with a lot of people from Bangladesh and from India and things like that. That aspect of it that you see, I never heard of. So I was very interested in seeing more. So yeah, this show is captivating because it's kind of educational. But anyway, I'm sorry, that was a rant.
No, but that was so great because I think what it is it just opens you up to a whole new world that you're not familiar with. Like, I'm not familiar with this background at all, but it's so cool to understand or at least get an understanding. I felt like this was this episode. So this episode was a hit or miss for me. It's like there was parts in this episode that was very slow for me, but there was parts where it really picked up. But there was parts also too that was educational, like as you mentioned, and it just like for me, I felt like this episode was just getting to the roots of Kamala. I did everything I could all day to make sure I said her name right, and I did it wrong. I know I just did.
It's like Maul, like Kamala.
Yeah, it's Kamala. Kamala. There we go, Kamala.
Vice president. Every time they say her name, like
I already said it right, Vic. So,
yeah, but you know what's crazy though?
He's gonna keep talking. Go ahead.
That's not an American name. Like that's not an Indian name.
No, it's not. And they even mentioned that. They actually mentioned that. They said that like, wow, that's not a Pakistani or Indian name.
Really? I'm thinking it is all this time.
Me too. Especially with all the K names we get throughout this series. We got Kamala, we got Kareem, we got Karan, we got all these K names. I thought it was just a thing. But hey, how you doing? Thanks for watching.
That's my uncle. That's my uncle.
Hey,
hi. That's my uncle. I love him.
Oh, his last name is Jackson. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, my last name is Jackson. I don't know if you know that. It's
Yeah, of course. Hello, Jack.
But
Yeah.
so this honestly, this has been my favorite episode so far. I don't know if that's controversial to say, but I
No,
really
it's not.
enjoyed it.
But yeah. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
why
I
don't
like
you take the
seeing-
Why don't you take the floor and talk about what you liked about this episode?
I like seeing Pakistan. I've never, if that's in fact where they actually shot it, because sometimes Hollywood magic, they can say that one place is actually somewhere else. But it was nice discovering that. I love seeing their home, and this is something that I realized when people come to America, they have these big dreams about being American and making American money, but then you realize it's a struggle here. It's where you came from was probably you could have been living more luxuriously, because they had a beautiful home in Pakistan. And I'm like, why would you leave this to live in New Jersey? No offense to New Jerseyans, or I don't know what you call them. But why would you leave there?
You said what do you call New Jersey?
New Jerseyans?
I'm raising my hand. Can I say it?
What do you call it?
Trash.
Oh,
Nice.
see, here we go.
Nice.
I didn't say it.
Oh, shout out to
Yeah.
Slicky.
I thought it was interesting, and I liked getting some more insight on what's it called, the Dijin, because there we had the guy Obi-Wan, I'll call him, and he had all the intel of the history of things, and he gave her like the real lowdown of where they're really from and stuff like that. It's like an alternate area, like another, not another country, almost like another world that's parallel to our world. And I like seeing that breakdown. And Kamala, she got the milkshake, because she got all the boys in her yard. Like, she got a new little love interest this episode.
Word up.
Yes. And so I was like, okay, we got Bruno. We got what's his name? The bad boy.
Oh, you talking about Cameron, right? What?
Cameron. And we got
you have Cameron with the pink. We have Bland Bruno. It's Bland Bruno.
And we got this new one with the daggers. So
Yeah,
look at Kamala.
we're calling Dagger D.
Dagger Daddy.
No, Dagger D.
No, the real daddy of the show was Obi-Wan. He was looking good with the scar. And I was upset when he died. I thought he was going to be like a recurring character.
He was great. I do, and I feel like as I was making my way back home, right, and as I was making my way back home, and I did the second watcher along, and I saw the battle between Naha and Obi-Wan. I forgot what his name was, but he was obviously the leader of the Red Daggers. You had the homeboy. His name, I forgot his name. It wasn't Kareem, right? Kareem. It was Kareem. Yes, thank you. And they have this battle and all this stuff. And I felt like when I was watching this battle, it made me go, she's showing what she can do with the banglet, and she's doing the punches and everything, and I should be accustomed to it. But I was like, I don't know why. Eventually, I was kind of like, why is it crystal? Maybe eventually they move away from that, but it kind of started to not necessarily bother me, because I think the effects I don't know how to explain it, but it just kind of made me. I was like, why is it crystal?
It's because it's a whack power. She has a whack power. That's the real truth of the matter. And the fact that she's untrained, going against like these whole ninja assassins, is a little unbelievable to me. Because she's not a fighter. It's already been established. She has no fighting background. She just puts on the bangles, and suddenly she's like the baddest bee in the fight.
I'm sorry.
Well,
like she's stumbling her way through it, and I'm like, how is she beating these trained assassins who've been around for 1,000 years or more?
I wish I had that in high school. I'm sorry. I said it's the best way I can say it. That banglet, I would have been dunking in high school. I would have been embarrassing homeboys in high school, but I didn't have that. I didn't have a banglet. But yeah, because even there's a funny spot. I didn't mean to cut you off, Vic. I'm sorry. Your mic is not as strong as mine. I do apologize. But and also too, this apple martini is you're not gonna win.
What?
Yeah. Oh, But I do sit here and say, like, there was a spot where she was fighting Kareem, and there's a spot, and it was funny because you mentioned it too. See, where you talk about how she's just really like, honestly, it's luck. Luck is on her side because she's not athletic. She's not any of these things. But there's a spot, and I appreciate this reference so much because I'm such a nerd, right? But there's a spot where she says, "Who taught you how to jump? The Ninja Turtles?" And then there's a spot where he said, "Hey, who taught you how to jump? Donkey Kong?" Shit.
Because she's clumsy.
That was funny.
That was funny. And when I say Donkey Kong, I'm not talking about Donkey Kong Country. I'm talking about 1981 Donkey Kong. I'm sorry,
but she had a lot going on this episode. We did get to see more fight scenes with her. I honestly don't really enjoy the fight scenes with her. Again, I find it unbelievable. I did enjoy the chase scenes. We got to see a little bit more of Pakistan. I love the colors. I love, the motorcycle emphasis. I've been to DR, right? And there was a lot of motorcycles. Everybody had a goddamn motorcycle.
Yes. That's imported.
Yes.
It is incredibly expensive, right? I think right now it's at $11.
Oof. Yeah. So yeah, and when I saw the folks on their little motorcycle too, with multiple, it was like a family on this motorcycle. It's like, okay, they do that in Pakistan too. Okay,
there's regulations on that, boy. The
people do it anyway.
People carrying on those little motorcycles. What? Mm-hmm. You want to take a selfie? Shut up.
But it was interesting to see. That's why I enjoyed this episode more so than any of the other ones, just because it was so wrapped in culture. Even though all of the episodes were, this one I felt more so because we're actually in Pakistan. And also, we did get a little bit more of the lore, the Dejan lore, the lore about, her power set and stuff like that.
Let's talk. Can we talk about that group right here, the Dingens? I mean,
didn't they call them the Celestials or something like that? The bad guys.
You're right. You're literally right. No, I feel like that's when Obi Kenobi. That's what he called Kamala and her, like that's what they are. Because you gotta remember, she's lost. She's like, who do I trust? And this guy, I can trust him because as a guy would, you know why I trust him? I'm raising my hand. You know why I trust him? He had a beard. And there's certain people you can trust him with a beard. So I trusted him. Not like the other people who misled Kamala, who did anyone have any questions? When I did the first watch, I was like, wait, how do they know to go to Pakistan to get? But this Bangla is so powerful, they already know to go here. But I feel like also too, we're not talking about Kamala's her grandmother, because she was the one. I feel like we should definitely discuss that a little bit because she was the one who said, "Hey, I see that train. Hey, come to Pakistan to see me." And she was the one even telling her, like, you're gonna learn a lot of stuff being here. And I think one of the reasons listening to you say, you was like, why you like this episode so much is because it was so rooted into, like, you can have an idea like of I don't know, I'm not wording it right, but it's just rooted into her history. I don't know. That's not the best way I can do it.
What did you guys think about the train scene and how the grandma had this history where she said, okay, well, I lost my family, but I followed this what does she call it, like line of sparkles or whatever it was? Do you think that's Kamala? Would have been like some kind of weird time loop where she goes back in time, it helps her grandma, or what? Because at the end of the episode, we see her at the train station, like back in the day.
Yeah, that is true, and that's because the bangle got hit with something, and all of a sudden she got hit. She went back in the day. Now the thing, what I thought that was the alternate universe. I thought that was like an entrance for her to go to the alternate universe, but we didn't get to see much of that. So like, I'm actually curious to see what more of that is. But but one thing we got to remember about Kamala is just that she's incredibly green. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think that we can necessarily judge her powers yet, or how well she knows her powers, or even what the full capabilities of her powers, because she doesn't know them yet. She doesn't have anybody to teach her. She doesn't know, You know what I mean? She doesn't have an Obi. Well, she had an Obi-Wan, but it looks like an Obi-Wan was the only one to tell her what it said.
Could we? I just want to say real quick on that scene. I feel like they didn't care. I'm sorry because the scene where because you talk about Vic just pointed out or ABC just pointed out they had an Obi Kenobi and then he. So there's a scene where he gets. I mean, listen, guys. If you guys are watching, it's a spoiler. So if you guys are watching, it's spoilers. I mean, we're 15 minutes in, but you guys know. And this is a spot where he gets stabbed and then he gets flipped over, and she's like, "Oh my God, we need to take care of him. We need to take care of him." And Kareem is like, "No, it's too late. He's gone." How do you know? You didn't even try. I felt like they didn't even try.
You might come back. That might be it. That might just be a setup for him to come back.
Because, you think he is?
Look, because he sacrificed himself.
He did.
He sacrificed himself, turned around, threw the knives, killed the other dude, then got stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
I'm not gonna lie, he was pretty BA on this episode. That was a badass moment.
It was. So he might be one of those dudes that just like reincarnates into something. You know what I'm saying? Or comes back as something else. You know what I mean? If he comes back as a cow, I'm telling you, he's kicking that. Those people worship the cow.
I don't think he's dead.
Why is he a cow?
I got a feeling.
I think they worship cows over there, or at least they're very
they
sacred animals.
But why is that? Because there is no better fertilizer than cow fertilizer. There is no better milk than cow milk, and they bring a lot of life.
I was going to say, who else uses a cow? Can I immerse my hand? You know who uses a cow? DC, because they use that last order to try to milk whatever they can. But go ahead, carry on.
But I think you're right. I think it's possibly that he isn't dead, because who else is going to train her? Because she ain't got nobody at this point.
Got nobody.
And if she go back to New Jersey, she about to leave her new little boo, Kareem. So who about to teach her? The trainer with the black outfit?
Mind you, she has her guy in the chair, like in Spider-Man, but she's Kate Bishop. She needs a Hawkeye. Like she you know what I mean? She needs guidance. I have a feeling that she's gonna get it. First, we thought it was the Indian woman with the big eyes. That's really scary. She's scary as fuck. Like, listen, man.
She's the villain, huh?
What did you see those eyes? Like,
yeah.
She's mad. Like when she's nice, she's all sweet and whatever and nice, and you feel nice for her and you're happy for her. But then when she gets mad, like
get the eyes get real big.
What? I know why they casted that woman. What? Her as a villain any day. Shout out to the big-eyed lady.
But yeah, I want to know what happens after this, because we only have 2 episodes left. So is she going back to Jersey? Is she taking her boo with her? Is Obi-Wan dead? Like, what's going on? Because what Bruno's not about to have it. He's not about to have a third or second competition for her heart. He already got to deal with what's his name.
Listen, bland Bruno. He missed his opportunity. He's bland. He's literally look. You guys heard what I said in episode 2 or 3 about there's 2 people in this universe. But I'm going to be quite frank. Bruno is just if you said compare Bruno to oatmeal, right? He's original. No one buys the original brand of oatmeal. No one buys that. No one buys that. That's Bruno. He lost to what? And then right here, this guy right here. Hold on, ABC. What's this guy's name? Kareem. First of all, the name is already just it wins. Like I'm just gonna throw it out there. It wins.
Mm-hmm. I like Kareem. I think he's interesting, but I like Bruno too. I feel like Bruno's a good option for her.
I think that Bruno needs to get.
The only Bruno I like.
Hold on, what you saying, Vic?
More whitewashed. You notice how they were talking about things being whitewashed? Yes, everybody talks about that. And the other, like that's the student body president. She is a lot more whitewashed and perfect for Bruno.
You think him and the friend should get together?
Yes. Yes.
Nah. She's too woke. That girl is a woke individual. She about to get her a traditional man from the mosque. She not playing games with Bruno.
You're talking about I was just saying that. But I do want to sit here and talk about they even included that because in episode 3, Yeah, well, for episode 3, she sees that, her friend, she has super abilities and everything. But they even play that in here, talking about how she has not answered Ms. Marvel since everything. But I do want to throw this out here real quick. If this is the last few minutes of the episode, do you guys see that her costume is actually being built right in front of us? Like, if you look at it,
never noticed.
I totally noticed it because she bought when she was at Pakistan.
The mask?
Yes, the mask. Thank you. She bought not the mask. The mask was from Bruno. But the red little dress thing, she bought that there from Pakistan. But then even towards the end, before the Obi Kenobi gets killed, he said that we don't have armor here, but this is something that represents the little blue thing. It's slowly slowly in front of us. Her costume is coming to light. I just wanted to point that out so much because I didn't see that until I saw the second run. Or second watch, and I just thought that was just, as I was watching, I was like,
Great
wow.
catch.
I just thought that was incredible.
That's awesome. I didn't catch it, but that's cool to hear.
I'm a nerd.
What you guys need to catch this weekend,
please tell me,
is UPR battles, because this coming Saturday, Jack and myself will be going on IG Live, right, on Unpopular.review, to debate who would win in a battle, Buzz Lightyear or Fox McCloud.
There you go. There you got it.
Wow.
This is going to be a battle for who would win.
No, I mean,
who would win outer space.
It's going to be a battle of the bias, man. Come on, man. Come on.
Facts.
Battle of the bias.
We're going to try.
Anybody who plays Super Nintendo is going to go fire Fox. Anybody who played N60, anybody who played GameCube ain't gonna know who the hell that is. So nah, man.
We're gonna see what happens. But don't forget to join us.
And movie characters and video game characters. Come on, man. Somebody's gonna come with the Buzz Lightyear, talking about Buzz Lightyear got the little thing in his arm.
See, we're gonna see, because the new movies come out. I haven't seen it yet.
Because Buzz Lightyear is a toy and he can't really do shit. You know,
but it's based off of
who said you represent
version.
the toy? Hold on, Caesar Superior. Please tell them who you represent.
I'm representing Buzz Lightyear, the humanoid version from the 2022 movie release, Lightyear.
Ooh, how you gonna compare the brand new one to the old one? No.
Because what am I going to compare him to, a toy?
You comparing the video game character to a toy, right?
But you got a lot to say about it, so you can join us on the live and tell us who you think would win in the comments.
Facts.
But
this Saturday, 8 p.m., tune in. You're going to catch the bad guy, Jack the Marvelous, Cedar Superior. We are going to bring entertainment. It's going to be a great time. You guys should tune in on Instagram Live. We have a judge, but we have a judge. But if you guys want to be a judge, let us know in our
slide in our DMs.
Yes, slide in our DMs, but don't be weird.
And also, I just released a video on my channel. Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out this year, guys. If you are into Hocus Pocus and love the movie like I do, check out my video. The link should be in the description.
It is in the description.
All right, awesome. The Hocus Pocus 2 trailer reaction just released today. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like the video, and join us next Wednesday also for the next episode of Ms. Marvel. See ya. Bye.